Welcome back to Let's Do It Together. Today, we're going to be talking about something that might sound a little crazy. It's a concept that being fat or overweight is a state. When I was growing up, I was very self-conscious about someone calling me fat, calling me overweight. That really got to me. And like most kids out there who are overweight and most people out there that are overweight are very sensitive about their weight. I see it all the time, and I see people online that are so self-conscious and are so bothered by their weight that they go out of their way to say how comfortable they are with being unhealthy and fat and overweight. And that's just as dangerous. It's just the other side of the spectrum. But what you need to understand, and what I came to understand, is that being fat is a state. Here's an example. If you drink too much and you get drunk, while you're drunk, you are drunk. That is your state. Your state of being at that moment is being drunk. If you have unhealthy habits, eating habits, then you get fat, and that is the state that you're in. But that's not who you are. Being drunk, you're not a drunk person, you're just a person who is drunk. And you're not a fat person, you are a person who is fat. That's the key difference here. What that means is, no matter how big you feel, no matter how long you've been, you are just in a state. Okay, if we use the analogy of being drunk, if you drink and you keep drinking and you stay drunk for a long period of time, you might see how that feels like that's the normal way of life, and that maybe you're just meant to be that way. It's the same way with food. If you get fat or you are fat, and a long time goes by and you're still eating and not changing your habits, then you're going to stay in that state, and you might come to believe that that represents who you are. Now, of course, you might not be made to have a full six-pack all the time, but what I mean is someone who is largely overweight. So this concept is very inspiring because it means that you get into the state, it's just as easy to get out of the state. In terms of drinking, you put down the alcohol, or you cut down to something reasonable, and then you start to sober up and you drink more water. Well, in eating, it's the same way. You start cutting down or cut out the foods that you don't need, like processed sugars, really any kind of processed foods, white flour, all that kinds of stuff. And you start drinking more water. Actually, that part of it's the same, and also eating more healthy food, and you get off that state. It takes a while for your body to get back into the flow of things, just like getting sober, but it happens. And so long as you don't focus on the state of things, you end up getting into the shape that you were meant to be. The equilibrium returns to normal. I'm not trying to compare alcoholism with being overweight, but both of them are very dangerous for you. Both of them will hurt your body. That big is beautiful thing is great. And, being anorexic and a skinny supermodel isn't the way to go, but being very overweight is dangerous. If we think about it like that, we can start seeing that, one, there's nothing to be self-conscious about. Two, you can get off the state as easy as you get on the state. And three, we don't need to have delusions about being big is okay. It's not any more okay than drinking alcohol at such a frequency that you're constantly hungover and drunk. Now, with all that being said, how do you get back on track? How do you return to the state that you should be in? Just follow my videos. There's 3 easy guidelines you follow, lots of recipes. Just go through them and you will. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Let's do it together. Be sure to subscribe.